to the Audiophilia channel. Hope everybody's well. The idea for this video about what I consider the best vinyl set of Beethoven's 9 symphonies, conducted by Otto Klemperer and the Philharmonia Orchestra on EMI, was a video from my friend Michael Fremer, who's forgotten more about vinyl than I'll ever know, but he did leave this set out of his best boxed set 9 symphonies vinyl on his Analog Planet channel. So I teased him rotten about it, and of course he had this set in the next room, but if you've seen Michael's rooms, you know that there's thousands and thousands of LPs, so an honest mistake. But I thought I'd set the record straight by doing a short video about this incredible set of symphonies by Beethoven in amazing vinyl EMI sound with Otto Klemperer at the top of his game. You can see his happy countenance there on the box set of the EMI symphonies. The Philharmonia Orchestra was also at the top of its game, and that was because Walter Legg, the producer, founded it in 1945 and had a great list of conductors: Karajan, Cantelli, Toscanini, Richard Strauss, and others come to conduct this hand-picked British orchestra. Otto Klemperer took over, started recording with him in 1954, and he did a mono set of the 9 symphonies. Don't think they're out in a box set. You did them individually. They're outstanding. Klemperer has a way with Beethoven that few other conductors do. Just very natural, usually slow tempos, but the mono set is very, very good. The set we're discussing today is the one in stereo. The dates are a little confusing. They go from like 57 to about 62 or 63. In 1964, the bad news came that Walter Legg didn't want to fund the orchestra anymore, so they disbanded it. But Klemperer agreed to stay on after the players got together and said, "Look, can you hang around and we'll rename it the New Philharmonia Orchestra?" And of course, it went on and has continued to be one of the world's great orchestras. I think it got its name back when I was a music student in London. I think it was like 1981 or 82. And a Philadelphia lawyer owned the name Philharmonia Orchestra, and the orchestra got it back happily. And they've been playing beautiful music ever since. Klemperer did 3 sets, as I mentioned, the mono set. He also did, of course, this set we're talking about. He also did this set. Let me show it to you. It's been released on DVD from the Otto Klemperer Foundation and the BBC. That's what it looks like. And you can get some of the, I think the 9th is on YouTube. This is from 1970, and again, it's pretty amazing. But it's live, and there are a few errors. These from the EMI, I'm not sure where they were done. Probably Kingsway Hall. I learned a lot about Klemperer from professors who were at Trinity College of Music in London, where I studied, including Cecil James, who's the principal bassoon, and also Vernon Elliott, who was the second bassoon. And Vernon was a real raconteur, and he would tell us stories about Klemperer getting mad at them, and yelling a bit. But he wasn't that he was good-natured, but he was fair. I wouldn't say kind, but he got an incredible sound out of the Philharmonia, and of course they kept him on for a long time. One of the problems was his shaky beat. He had a stroke after a fall in Montreal in 1951. It took him a long time to recover. And he was a serious smoker, and he fell asleep in bed one night after a stroke with a cigarette in bed, and a fire ensued, and he burned his hand and some parts of his body quite severely. So because of the stroke and because of his cigarette burns in his hands, he would stick his baton, hold his baton very uniquely, and his hand was so shaky that they would wait for the downbeat for his second to bottom waistcoat button. And as soon as the baton hit that button, the Philharmonia would start to play. That's why this sounds so accurate, and you're looking at this downbeat going, how do they do it? That's how they did it. As I'm listening to here, we're listening to the 3rd Eroica in this series. I'll just play a little bit for you here. experiencing those chords in the audience, those dissonant chords that Beethoven threw in there in the middle of his development section of the first movement of the Eroica. Remarkable, especially since when it was written. I'm using the Eroica as the background for the video because it's one of Otto Klemperer's party pieces. His early version, Mono, is fantastic, and this one is equally good. And the tempos that you're going to find in all the symphonies, and the standard between all the symphonies, even though they're 4 or 5 years apart, maybe a little bit longer, the standard is, the consistency is quite incredible. The tuning, etc., with the great orchestra, the Philharmonia is flawless. But it's also Klemperer's vision of the symphonies, very heavy, very, not really slow, but much slower than a lot of conductors take them. Even the scherzos, where they go pretty flying at one in a bar, you'll find them a little slower. But because of that, the clarity of his vision is remarkable. I think if you've not heard this set, I think you'll enjoy it. It's pretty easy to find as a set on Discogs and other places. I'm not sure how much it's going to cost. They're EMIs, so they're original EMIs, so they're very, very well recorded, and the pressings are very good. But it's worth looking at, and if you can get them at a garage sale for pennies on the dollar, you'll be a very happy person. So no matter which symphony you choose, the one where it starts on the dominant 7th chord, the first symphony I think to do that, just absolutely beautiful beginning to a set by Beethoven, right up through the 9th Symphony, and the chorus and the soloists, you're going to find a brilliant consistency. The recording, the performance, and of course the interpretation. I think audiophiles will enjoy the weight of the pizzicato there. Even though it's piano, it's absolutely solid and resonant. And the famous third horn solo. Notice the difference there between one forte and double forte. Conductors like George Sell, Toscanini, Reiner, and Otto Klemperer, these great conductors, know that in Beethoven, dynamics are everything, especially sforzandos and SFPs, forte pianos, where they go very loud and very soft very quickly. It really adds drama to the proceedings, and you're going to find that throughout all the symphonies. So if you get a chance to find this set, I highly recommend it. There are other wonderful sets. I've got the 63 Carry-On on Deutsche Grammophon, which is very, very good, very consistent, and there are others. But I think this is the king of the sets. Klemperer has a magic of Beethoven, and musicians love to play for him, and it shows in their performances. Sound is better than my previous videos. This is I've invested in a Shure professional microphone. Hopefully it's going to be better. The onboard video of the iPhone is exceptional, but the audio is not bad for mobile phone. It's pretty amazing. But for YouTube videos, especially at 128 playback, not that great. So hopefully this is a little bit better, a little bit cleaner, and you get a chance to hear a little bit of what the Philharmonia sounds like. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already. We would really appreciate that. And you can always ring that little bell if you want to get reminded anytime we make a video. We try and get videos out once every 1 or 2 weeks. Stay well, and thank you for watching.